what this person is about to do could change your life. And once he gets over the shyness factor, he's going to be okay. I want to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine. We met somewhere down the road, maybe another life, maybe the next life, we'll see. But here we are tonight. Your friend of mine, a master in his field. Please, really give it up. Give it up for Pop Hayden.
Yeah.
You know, magic, as you may know, is the world's second oldest profession. Both professions are being ruined these days by amateurs, the case for one of which propositions I'm about to make. Now, over the years, magicians have gotten sort of a reputation for never explaining how anything is done. For the most part, magicians are a pack of con men, swindlers, and liars. At heart, I am not like that. I thought it would be fun if tonight, instead of trying to trick you and deceive you, if I actually taught you how some of the classic feats of magic are performed without the benefit of a mask. First, I'll do the trick, and then I'll show you step by step how it was accomplished. We take a silk scarf, place it into the hand. You say the magic words. Sim, salabim. Suddenly the scarf is gone and its place as an egg. The scarf has traveled all the way over here into my pocket. Well, it's actually kind of a stupid trick. No, seriously. The secret is the magician has two of these red scarves, one of which is hidden inside, well, how else? See, you have two scarves, you have an egg, the contents of the egg have been removed. This is very important. No, you make a mistake here, you're going to mess up your scarves. You leave a hole inside the eggshell about the size of your thumb. You have one of the scarves hidden from the very beginning of the trick in a tight ball down inside your pocket. Since no one knows the scarf is down there, it gives you what we call in our profession the element of surprise. You wave the scarf around, stick it right inside the eggshell. Since no one knows you have an eggshell hidden inside your hand, that'll give you a second element of surprise. Does everyone follow so far? You say the magic word, sim salabim, you drop the egg, you reach in your pocket, you get the scarf. You've done a magic trick. That's all there is to it. Now, there is one problem with this trick. Occasionally, there is some wise guy in the audience that wants to see the egg. You can't show him the egg, of course. That gives the secret of the trick away. What you have to do is this. If someone wants to see the egg secretly, don't let anybody see you do this. Secretly, you peel that hole off of the egg and hide it someplace inconspicuous. Now, what that does, this will throw most people off. They want to look at it closer, you can let them look at it as close as they would like. Now, another trick that you may have seen a magician do at one time or another is where a piece of rope is cut and put back together again. I'm going to do the same thing, but once again, I'm going to show you step by step how it's done. Before we start, I'd like to have someone from the audience thoroughly examine this piece of rope. Make sure it is, in fact, what it appears to be, an ordinary, unprepared piece of rope. That's about all the time we've got. Now, I know I can't, no, come here. Just look at it closely, make sure there are no trap doors or mirrors, no hidden assistants. Doesn't stretch.
Piece of rope.
It's just a piece of rope. Excellent.
Piece of rope.
Yes.
There you go.
Obviously it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let you look at it. It's just a piece of rope like you'd find in any bedroom. The secret to this trick. What?
Nothing.
The secret to this trick is not in the rope. It's in a special knot that magicians have kept secret for hundreds of years, called the Mongolian pop knot. I'm going to teach you step by step how to tie this ancient and venerable knot. The first step is to measure the rope carefully. You want to make sure that when you cut, you get two pieces of rope exactly the same length. Now to put these back together again, you tie a Mongolian pop knot. Here's how it's tied. You take one rope, twist it around the other rope like this, come back over this way, come around, come through, and pull tight. You go back and forth the same way as you went in and out, then you go in and out at the same time as you went back and forth. You twist, come around, and pull tight. You have one Mongolian pop knot. Everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
At this point, you simply reach in your pocket, you take some magic pixie dust. You sprinkle the pixie dust on the knot like this. In a few seconds, the pixie dust will cause the knot to dissolve and pop right off the rope, leaving you where you started from. With one long. Now, some of you may have had a hard time seeing exactly how to tie that knot, especially those of you in the cheaper seats. So I'm going to do it again. This time we'll cut the rope into 3 even pieces. This gives you twice as much chance to see how the knot is tied, since it takes 2 Mongolian pop knots in order to put 3 pieces of rope back together again. Am I going too fast?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Very seldom happens. Now remember, when you try this at home, make sure you've got all 3 pieces of rope the same length. If you make a mistake here, the trick's not going to work. For example, if instead of cutting 3 ropes, all the same length, you were to make a mistake and get one rope, say just a little bit short, the trick wouldn't work. You get one rope about right, say, and the other rope too long, the trick won't work. All 3 ropes have to be the same length. And this could happen. Come on in, folks. Come on in, find us here. We got plenty of room. We have plenty of room. If you make a mistake cutting the ropes, there is a way out as long as I am teaching you the trick. I'll teach you what we magicians call a contingency plan. You make a mistake cutting the ropes, you fold them over one at a time like this. Short, medium, and long. And you say the magic words, sim, salabim. You have to say these with a certain amount of conviction. Sim, salabim. Suddenly the ropes begin to stretch and stretch and stretch like that, leaving you where you started from with 1 and 2 and 3 ropes. Now back to the Mongolian pop knot. We take rope number 1, rope number 2. I'm going to tie these together. Watch closely, I'll go slow. You take one rope, twist it around the other rope like this, come back over this way, come around, come through, and pull tight. You go back and forth the same way as you went in and out, then you go in and out at the same time as you went back and forth. You twist, come around, and pull tight. You have one Mongolian pop knot. The second knot is tied the same way. You may want to take notes. You take one rope, twist it around the other rope like this, come back over this way, come around, come through, and pull tight. You go back and forth the same way as you went in and out. You go in and out at the same time as you went back and forth. You twist, come around, and pull tight. You have 2 Mongolian pop knots. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
So far, good. At this point, you simply reach in your pocket, you take some magic.
Pixie dust.
That's very good. That's very studious.
Is there a
Pixie dust.
test afterwards?
Yes, a pop quiz. You sprinkle the pixie dust on the knots like this. Any questions so far?
Where's the best place to get pixie dust?
Well, now there's a question. I grind my own.
Uh-huh.
I would send the kids, the little kids, out of the house because pixies can make a hell of a noise in a blender. It can be distressing
Yeah.
for the very young.
Makes total sense.
Any other stupid question? It's the only way we're going to learn. In a few seconds, that pixie dust will cause the knots to dissolve and pop right off the rope, leaving you where you started from with one long. Now, you know, class, over the last few years, as I've been teaching audiences such as this, how to do these magic tricks, I've discovered a lot of times people will miss some step in a trick even when it's being explained from this great a distance. Sometimes it's helpful to have a little personal instruction. What I'd like to do is find some spectator from the audience who'd like to learn the world's oldest man. This lady right here, you're not doing a damn thing. Hi, come on up come into my office. My name is Pop. What's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Stephanie, boy, these are noisy here.
Yeah, there.
Stephanie, have you ever done a magic trick before?
Like the coin and the disappearing, you know. Simple. Yeah, I
Simple.
don't know any.
Let me ask you, let me make more specific. You ever do this trick?
No.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, good. Over 2,000 years old, the ancient miracle of the Chinese linking rings. Stephanie, this is ring number 1. This is ring number 2. This is ring number 3. And this is ring number 4. 4 separate solid bands of steel. You with me so far?
I'm with you.
Good. Which one is this?
One of the 4.
Which one do you think it might be?
It might be 4.
Which one do you think it might be, Stephanie?
His finger's
Not
giving a
four.
little cue.
What? Exactly right. Can you guess this ring too?
Yeah. I think it's ring number 2.
See, it's going to be so much easier than you expect, Stephanie. What I want you to do, pick a spot on your ring, any spot at all that looks like a solid spot to you. Hold your ring just like this, so the solid spot will be right up here.
Okay.
Okay? Excellent. Does that look like a solid spot to you right there?
Yeah.
Did you notice any holes in your ring anywhere?
No. No.
You missed one. This ring has one too. That joke is over 2,000 years old. But it's important, see, because without this hole, the trick won't work. The idea, in fact, is to take this hole and put it into that hole,
Okay.
which seems kind of odd when you think about it. In order for that to happen, solid steel has to pass through solid steel, the miracle of penetration. Don't move. Solid steel through solid steel. You ready? Don't blink. This may be the best shot you ever get at this ancient miracle. Solid steel through solid steel. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Now, Stephanie, that gives us one solid steel ring linked to another solid steel ring. That's the first part of the trick. The second part of the trick is to take the rings apart. You hold them just like this. You give them a spin this way in kind of a circular motion, and then you blow right in the center. Like that, they melt right through each other.
Ah.
You with me? Good, it's your turn. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on any stage, presenting Stephanie in a feat of prestidigitation and legerdemain over 2,000 years old, the ancient miracle of the Chinese Lincoln rings. Let's hear it. Don't go away. This is ring number 1. This is your turn. This is ring number 2. I want you to hold these 2 rings up in the air like this. That's perfect. This is ring number 3. This is ring number 4. I'm going to hold mine up the same way. On the count of 3,
Yeah.
drop one ring like that so it links into the other ring. You hold one ring tight, let watch your foot. Let the other ring just drop. Oh!
Oh.
Wow.
Nobody's ever gotten this far before. Ladies, look at that! You're doing great. That brings us to the second part of the trick, taking the rings. You are doing
Sorry.
great. No, you're great. Hold your rings like this.
Yeah.
Give this ring a spin. Put that ring up. Spin the other ring the same way. Take your left hand, reach the hole like this. Grab this ring, pull it out like this. Now give them a spin this way, kind of a circular motion. Use a little more wrist action, honey, more that kind of stuff. That's good. Once you get it going, you're going to blow right here in the center. So you take the rings just like this. You blow right in the center. Ready? 1, 2, 3, blow. They melt right through each other. Put one ring up your arm, put the other ring down in your hand. Take the ring on your shoulder, give it a push so it slides all the way down your arm, back inside this ring like so, and give it a spin. Like, look at you. You're like a magical genie. This brings us to the second method for taking the rings apart. Most people don't get this far. Take your left hand, reach the hole like this, grab this ring, pull it straight out through the hole like that. That's good. Now, what I want you to do is reach to the hole, grab this ring down here, put it all the way through the hole like that, put it back through the hole the same way, so you end up with 2 rings, and it's back to You're like a magical genius. This brings us to the third, the final, the most difficult, and the most dangerous method ever devised for taking 2 solid metal rings apart. You ready for this? Hold your rings like this, like a bow and arrow. What you're going to do, let's point more toward them. What you're going to do, Stephanie, you're going to take the ring in your right hand, give it a spin so it goes sailing around this ring. It'll pass through right about here. Its momentum will carry it back towards your head loose at a speed of about 20 miles an hour. In order to avoid serious bodily damage, you have to take your right hand, thrust it through the ring as it comes around. If you miss, you're going to get bonked right on the noggin. You understand so far?
Yeah.
Here we go.
No.
Ready? Get set. 1, 2, 3, like that, it comes right off. Take that same ring, throw it straight up in the air like this, catch it in midair just like that. Look at you. You're faster than I am, ladies and gentlemen, a huge hand. Let's hear it for Stephanie. Now, at this point, if we take these 2 rings and these 2 rings, we give a pull on them like this, we end up with 4 rings linked together in a chain. If I take one of these rings, pull it straight up like this, we end up with 4 rings interlocked so that every ring is linked twice through 2 other rings. When we blow on these, they melt right through each other into one long chain. When you collapse the chain, you end up with 3 rings on 1 ring, which is impossible. Let's count these off. This is ring number
1.
4.
Oh, 4.
All right.
Right.
Ring number 4. This is ring number 3. This is ring number 2. And this is ring number 1. 4 separate. Stop. Now, folks, you have been a wonderful audience so far. I want to try and show you something that you've probably never seen before because I made this. I am very proud of this. I've discovered something very interesting about electronics. Any idiot can go to Radio Shack and buy a bunch of transistors and resistors and capacitors and stuff, and you can solder those together any way you want. It doesn't really make any difference. And if you put enough power behind it, something interesting almost always happens. This is what happened to me. Quite by accident, I have invented the first practical teleportation device in the history of the world. Oh, you guys seem a little suspicious. Would you like to see this baby in operation?
Yes.
Yeah.
For this experiment, we'll need to have some kind of matter we can transmit from one place to another. Does anyone have $1? Hey, look at you, you are already ready for this. That might be a trick dollar. Anybody else have $1? Because that's coming from the house. Who's got $1 that they can spare? Who's got $1? You got one. Can I borrow it? Would you recognize this if you ever see it again?
No, I know.
You didn't check the serial number.
You didn't tell me to, so I didn't.
Well, now how are we going to know it's the same bill? Luckily, the federal government and the reserve that we've been talking about, they put 2 serial numbers on every bill. One here, these match. They do not match any other bill in existence. So, if you were to keep one of these bills, it would be like a receipt.
Okay.
For you. There's a serial number, you keep that.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take what's left. What's your name?
Peter.
Peter, you are just a very good sport, and I really appreciate that. We're going to take what's left of your bill and place it in this little bit of napkin. And wrap it in a tight ball. And place it into our device. Now, Peter,
Yes.
we're going to make your bill transfer from here through the ether to land someplace entirely different. I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if we could put it into one of these large grade A lemons? Would you catch?
Better than you, hopefully.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much. Catch this one as well. Look those over. Those are just lemons, no cuts or abrasions. They're just solid lemons. You get to keep one of those. Toss the other one up here.
Yep.
You want to change your mind?
About the lemon?
Yes.
I feel pretty good about the lemon I have.
All right. You get to keep that one. You can take it home. There may be a dollar bill in that one.
All right.
Not very likely. They laughed at Robert Fulton, too.
No, I like the sound.
They laughed at Tesla. They laughed at Edison. Well, they never really laughed at Edison, but you get the idea.
Whoa.
Wow.
My dollar in there?
We're going to find out,
All right.
Peter. You were just too anxious. One small cut for man, one giant rip for mankind. Well, you know, you try and get them to go before the show, they never happen. A joint? Oh, no.
Wow.
Pull that out, Peter.
Really?
Is that a dollar bill? Is it missing a corner?
Yes, it is.
Does the corner match the corner from your bill? Is the serial number the same?
Yes, it is.
America. Well, I am just so disappointed in all of you. What a rotten bunch of scientists you turned out to be. No wonder you fall for all this government stuff and the reserve and all that. If this is really science and not some cheap magic trick, like, say, cold fusion, the experiment should be repeatable under test conditions, should it not?
I agree.
Let's do it again. This time, do you know Peter?
I do a little bit, yes.
Do
Actually,
you?
for quite some time.
I do. I need none.
Yeah, we get somebody that doesn't really know Peter. Do you know Peter? Okay, you take this. Would you write your name on that bill? We need a disinterested person, and you were practically asleep. So what I want you to do, write your name on the bill in big bold letters. This way, not only will you have the receipt with the serial number, he'll have his name, his signature written on the bill. We'll do it again, and this time to make it even more entertaining, more interesting. You're going to love this, Peter.
All right.
Your dollar bill, instead of putting it into one of those lemons, I thought, how about into one of these large grade A, free range chicken eggs. Range free chicken egg. Have you done that? Excellent. I'll take the bill, and if you cap the pen for me. Okay? Would you pick one of the eggs?
Anyone?
Anyone, doesn't matter to me. You could take it out. You want to change your mind?
No.
If it doesn't come out easy, you can probably, oh good. Because you change if you want, it doesn't matter to me. You can have any one you want. I want you to be happy. That's the one you want.
Yeah.
All right. Do you see the signature?
Yeah.
Greg. It's got Greg's name.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take Greg's bill with his name on it, place it into a tight wad inside our device. Hold the egg up, honey. Now, Stephanie, you have had all the children you were planning to have, I hope, because this is not FCC.
No, actually.
And remember, folks, the bill is wet with the lemon juice, so it may not go quite as fast this time. Did you feel anything, Stephanie?
I did not feel anything.
It's better if you lie.
I felt the earth move.
Perfect. Stephanie, according to my calculations, not only did the electromagnetic radiation emanating from our device cause the bill to break up into its atomic constituents, traverse through the ether, and reconstitute itself inside this egg, but in the process, the entire egg has been hard boiled. Okay, that was wrong. An error has crept in. Nevertheless, I do have this scientific implement which I have saved from my college years.
Wow.
Amazing. Amazing.
Let's not be squeamish, we're never going to learn. Is that your handwriting there, Greg? Does the serial match?
Yes, it does.
It's the same bill. Now, there's a few things I want to point out before I give you back your bill, Peter. This bill has been torn, it's been written on, it's been covered with lemon juice and egg, and it's a little burnt all the way around the edges. That's a bug. We're going to fix that before we send Pete. But the point is, all of these things are felonies under United States law. So I'd rather you not talk about this trick outside of class. Let's give Peter a big hand. You guys have a very nice evening. I hope you enjoy the magic. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Oh, how about a Q&A for a moment, huh?
Yeah, anybody have any questions? I'd be glad to answer any questions
Okay, I'll
about this act or about the first act.
It's always a little hard to hear you, so if you want to use the mic.
Oh, did you have a hard time hearing me?
No, not at all.
Okay. You have questions, really?
Yeah, I got some.
Okay.
So, what was your connection to starting off with wanting to become a musician?
Well, when I was like 10, I discovered I had this natural talent for fraud and deception. I was too lazy to work and too nervous to steal. This was really the only thing open.
And
I wasted the first 9 years of my life kind of drifting.
I see. And did you hold a government job?
Not yet. I'm still looking for it. I think, you know, the film on this, you're going to send this to the government, I hope, as part of that program to get that bill passed. Maybe Geithner or somebody's going to see it and think, you know,
You can
that's a
replace
great
it.
idea to, yeah, teleportation.
up.
Maybe you could make the debt disappear.
I think that would be good. You know, let me get my hands on some of that. I'd be glad to try.
Well, it looks like the Treasury is actually in need of, they're auditioning and talking to people right now.
Yes, you know,
Is that
but I
of
would be the
interest?
perfect guy to talk to. I think I am every bit as competent to deal with money matters as anybody up there, really.
I see. So you have a cynical point of view of government.
Cynical, not at all.
I
No,
see.
No, I'm for it. I think everybody should make as much money as they possibly can.
All right, so you're a communist.
Yes, basically.
I see. And do people know that you were at the Magic Castle, and how often are you there?
Well, I'll be there next week, as a matter of fact. I'll be
Which
there.
nights?
I'll be there the whole week in the close-up gallery. Anybody wants to come, get my card off, you can be my guest.
Yeah. All wanna come.
Because I'm the vice president of the Magic Castle.
Yeah.
We're talking to the
Oh,
Vice
thank
President of the Magic Castle.
Thank you. My pleasure, Marvin.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
See you there.
That deserves a special round of applause.